You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you to tie 'em to the ground. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at. They turn it back around. You can't stop me.
Hi guys, we are going live. We are still working to get our author in for the studio right now. So we're doing the best we can. Aeson is currently talking to the author on the phone, so we can clarify what's going on there. But hi, how are you guys tonight? Hey Vivian, welcome. Well, you've come in at an interesting time on the stream. Typically our author segments are usually good to go right at the very beginning of the show. So we're hoping in the next few minutes we'll get that all running well. Hey Shannon. Aeson should be along with us here shortly. We're just having some technical difficulties getting everyone in. So yeah, so how you guys been this week? We've been a little crazy. We've done some more work on the house, and it has thrown things into a little bit of disarray. So yeah, that's where we're at. Oh, hey, Shannon Harper. Hi. I appreciate that, Vivian. I really do. So yes. Oh, it's always fun. Every week is fun. Every episode is fun. We always have new challenges and new things that we're trying to do and trying to explore. So yeah, this is where we're at. So it'll get better from here, I'm sure, very, very shortly. But yeah. Vivian's doing good. Awesome. Great to hear that. And I believe we may have Aeson in just a moment. Or I could be wrong. All right, so I'm going to keep riffing. And so, yeah, been a lot of interesting news this week. Been a lot of things going on in the news. I know we've talked about the Duggar story a little bit on Friday. That just keeps getting crazier. Hey, Jessica. Then there he is.
Hello, darlings. Let's talk Duggars for a minute.
Talk Duggars for a minute? Okay.
Yes, because he went through the arraignment, and now they're looking at his bond, and it's going to be quite expensive because they're going to do this a lot like he's going to get treated like everybody else. So he has to pay for someone to live with him 24 hours a day. Some of the other provisions we're looking at here coming out of this is, he's not going to be able to see around any minors. And this is even if he's able to get out of jail.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying it's not deserved. I'm just going, that's a lot. Like, exactly. They are taking this super serious, and I am appreciative of that. And yay, thank you for subscribing, Vivian. I think that's what we have 222 means.
Yay!
So yay! And Housework has been making things better. We've redone my office, so you guys may be noticing I'm turned totally different. Mm-hmm. I have a whole new desk. Our whole living room, dining room situation has gotten so much better. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look beautiful right now, but it will.
Well, see, and that's one of the things that people don't get. Mm-hmm. Okay, in this house, there are 4 businesses, mm-hmm. 3 humans, 2 dogs, 2 cats. Mm-hmm. We no longer have a bird. Birdie crossed over. Very happy with that because it was a little bit of a joke of partridge in a pear tree.
Basically.
So, Joe's office serves as his office, mm-hmm. my conference room, my live reading area, mm-hmm. And then our dining room. Mm-hmm. So it's all that. Oh, you like my little gold Buddha? My little gold Buddha is a rescue Buddha. You'll be noticing that I'll be putting in a lot more of my rescues because you see that blue area back there. Yeah, it needs filled, and some of my Buddhas could use some breathing room, so there'll be some, because I rescue orphan Buddhas.
Yes. Basically, he has what I call the Marie Antoinette Buddha collection,
Yes, I do.
or the Henry VIII the Anne Boleyn collection
Mm-hmm.
of Buddhas.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got my queens confused.
Yes, it's more Marie Antoinette.
Oh, it's well,
Because every one of them's lost their head and they love to eat cake.
I know that was what I was saying. The Anne Boleyn, like Henry VIII Buddha.
Right.
Marie Antoinette was more let them eat cake, wasn't she?
Yes, and she also lost her head.
So many died that way.
Yeah.
It
It's
gets
the
confusing.
easiest way to get rid of them.
Aw, but yeah. Oh. So, how was our situation? Did we unfortunately lose our author for the evening?
Well, he's trying. They've got to get it to an AV person to get it to where it needs to be because, this one is an international one. Yeah, so it's been a little complicated. Apparently, they got an older studio link, and we need to talk to our agent about remembering that the links are not repetitive.
Yeah, no, they're not.
You cannot reuse the links. You have to get the updated link.
Oh, dear.
So apparently, they were in another studio of another broadcast.
Oh, gosh. Like,
Yeah.
as in an older one we did, or one like someone else's entirely?
It's like this is one of ours that we had done and has ended.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right.
Well, see, now we ran into that recently after a show, as I inadvertently clicked out, and I didn't even know you could go back into an ended broadcast.
Right.
I thought once you left, you were dead.
Right.
Like, it's dead to us. It's just dead.
Right.
And you're like, oh no, just click the link again. What?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's been a unique experience. So I'll let you handle that, and I will pull you down for it. So yeah, we're trying to get that resolved. And I'm realizing I am super washed out. You guys got to forgive us tonight. I'm still adjusting to the change on the desk. Oh, so Jessica is beginning to like TikTok. I'm liking, I'm liking parts of TikTok. So Jessica, I have to ask, have you gotten over to Witch Talk yet? Hey Brenda. Because I know that's where Aeson has a lot of his issues with TikTok. That, there's some really good witch talk, and then there's some baby witches who don't seem to really have a clue. Yeah. So Jessica, go ahead and fill us in. Where are you at with that one? In terms of the baby witches of witch talk that are kind of like, wow. But yeah, no, there's been a lot of interesting stuff out of TikTok. I didn't know that I would like it. Like, it didn't seem like it was a long enough video form, but I apparently somewhere in my mid-30s started to really like channel surfing, which is kind of the itch that TikTok sort of scratches. So you don't, okay, so Jessica's not even paying attention to the baby witches. I just know that, like, some of the things I've heard out of the baby witch community seemed a little scary. That some of the things they were advising were kind of like, what? What? Like, that's not one. No, don't do that. Don't play with that. Don't even try that. Like, that's not just don't try this at home. Even the professionals don't want to do that. Oh yeah. Oh, so yeah, Vivian points out baby witches will learn, though. It's called the guru phase. And I'm pretty sure we all went through it. Fair enough. Okay, and Jessica's going with I'm between the professionals and psychics. Okay. Well, there we go. But yeah, in a lot of the I don't know. I'm finding it interesting from the perspective of like I know it's got some issues. I know there's a gay side of TikTok, which obviously I found easily. That's been having a lot of issues, and there have been a lot of things pointed out to TikTok that somehow their algorithm is a little bit like bigoted. It doesn't like people of color. It doesn't like, hi and welcome back again.
Welcome back. Sorry, guys. We're working with trying to get this guest. They're international. Yeah. We're going through assistance and AV crew and everything else. And I'm a single person.
Yes. And you're doing amazingly. We're just having a small little discussion here, which I'm sure you'll be happy to kick in on.
Awesome.
About TikTok and, gay TikTok and how the algorithm is a little bit bigoted.
Well,
kind of like suppressing people.
Well, it's more than just suppressing people. But it doesn't mean to suppress people.
Right.
Okay.
It looks like our author has made it in.
Yes, Dr. Shaw is here. I'm going to give him a few minutes to get settled, and then we'll bring him on. But no, and the reason is because it's a subset. Algorithm like this, please like, share, subscribe, pass this along to your friends. Algorithms in general, as I play with my setup, because we also changed my office. When you have a small group of people, that algorithm only activates for that group of people, but the larger majority groups don't get to see that because nobody ever shares it out to them. And that's the problem with algorithms. All right, I believe Dr. Shaw is ready to come on. Guys, I'm really excited to have him on. Dr. Shaw has developed the lovely healing field energy thing, and I want to bring that in. But can we get our branding on key?
We certainly can. Let me go ahead and bring that up.
Awesome. Now let's move everybody over, and then we'll do the introductions. Dr. Shaw, thank you so much for coming on. I know it was a little bit to get you here, but I'm glad we have you because I really like your book. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where were you born? How did you get into energy healing?
Thank you. I was born in China. I study Western medicine as MD, a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine. When I was very small, at age 6, I studied the Tai Chi, and at age 10, I studied the Qigong practice, energy practice. And at 12, I did Shaolin Kung Fu. So in my life, I was in this ancient energy and spiritual healing. So therefore, I'm writing the book, Calligraphy Healing Field, to share with humanity how to self-heal.
Now, can you tell us a little bit of what the Tai Chi is and the other one comparatively for our listeners that aren't familiar with these healing techniques?
Good. Tai Chi, everybody know the Tai Chi is a slow movement. It's an internal Kung Fu. I think Shaolin Kung Fu, people know Shaolin Temple, forceful movement, and this is a Kung Fu. So therefore, and when I was at age 6, my parents brought me to a park. I saw a grandmaster doing Tai Chi movement. He touching hands with his disciples. A little bit of movement, the disciple flew away for 50 feet away. I said, wow. And I came to him. I said, I want to learn this. He looked at me. He said, you are too young to do this. I said, no, I really want it. So with my parents' great support, I started my Tai Chi movement at the age 6. Then later I do meditation. I do, just on the way, whole the way on the energy healing. Now I have traveled worldwide for decades, and I have created 1,000 spiritual healers.
you done Western MD, but you've also studied traditional Chinese medicine also. Can you
Yes,
tell us a little bit about the differences between the two?
okay. You know, everybody know we know the modern medicine. When we do not feel well, we see our family doctors. Then sometimes different part of special organ, we need a specialist. Modern medicine focus on matter inside the cells, membrane, nucleus, cell units. We do blood tests to see a biochemical change inside the cells. Tumor, cyst, cancer, we do surgery. Now inflammation, we take antibiotic. Now COVID-19 is a virus. Basically depends on vaccines. So modern medicine is the cause of the sickness is bacteria, virus, trauma, and mental disorder and other conditions. Traditional Chinese medicine based on yin yang. Yang means the fire nature, yin means the water nature. Our body is made of yin yang. Back side belong to yang, front side belong to yin. Internal organs, liver is yin, and the gallbladder is yang. Heart belong to yin organ, small intestine belong to yang organ. So when we are sick, is the body yin yang is not balanced. Yang is the fire nature, yin is the water nature. So therefore, Chinese medicine use herbs, acupuncture, Chinese massage to balance the yin yang, also to promote the energy flow inside the body. That is a traditional Chinese medicine. Modern medicine, everybody experience it.
Mm-hmm. Um, do you use both in your practices now, or do you just stick to the energy field?
Now I focus on the energy and the spiritual healing. Tao calligraphy, I have learned from a more than 100 years of professor, and she learned from the emperor's teacher in China, last Qing dynasty, the emperor's teacher, a unique art. So after I learned this unique art, I put the spiritual components within. Why
Mm-hmm.
we call Tao calligraphy? Tao means the source. You know, the wise man Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, the author of Tao Te Ching, millions of people know Tao Te Ching, millions of
Mm-hmm.
people know Bible. So Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu explained Tao is the ultimate source. We
Mm-hmm.
cannot see, we cannot hurt, we cannot touch. Tao has no time, no space, no image, no shape. Like now, we see each other, people
Uh-huh.
can hear each other. So we are in the existent world.
Mm-hmm.
Tao is non-existence. We
Mm-hmm.
have time and space, image and shape. They do not have, but they are the ultimate creator. This non-existent world, Tao create existence. We are. Mother Earth is one planet. There are countless planets, stars, galaxies, universes. So we are
Mm-hmm.
in the existent world. Tao is in the invisible world. So
Mm-hmm.
Tao calligraphy is why I create the Tao calligraphy. I connect with the non-existent world. So their frequency vibration stored in the calligraphy. When people connect with the calligraphy, people receive healing, transformation, relationship, finances, and every aspect of life.
Okay. Now, with the Tao calligraphy, is this something that people write on them? You explain how that works, because the word calligraphy can get a lot of confusion in it.
Yes, okay, it's like this. See the blackboard here.
Uh-huh.
So, for example, English is from A to Z,
Right.
26 letters to create a
Mm-hmm.
love, Liove. So, and in the Chinese, love is like this. This is like this. So therefore, in Chinese words, there are 16 components. It's called horizontal, 横, horizontal one, and also 竖 is a vertical one. 撇 is a go this side, 捺 is a go this side, and also go. So dot, dian, dian. So this is just like A, B, C, D components for Chinese word, like I, 撇, da, 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 dia, go. It's all is made by Chinese word. The calligraphy like this. The unique part, see like here. It's an art form. So there's a unique way to write to connect all the components as one. So that's just art. And there's so many calligraphy. But the different calligraphy is when I write the calligraphy, I connect with the non-existent and the Tao. Then I connect when I wrote it. So then the invisible love, light, frequency, vibration put in, then the people connect with this. Then we have done 600 medical data and with chronic pain, life-threatening condition, liver cancer, brain cancer, lung cancer. It's really hard to believe medical data before and after. Our research has been presented to more than 10 medical conferences. You see this? This is the calligraphy. So therefore, you just write it. Then the people connect with this calligraphy. Now I am opening and Facebook Live with thousands of people, and I use calligraphy to offer the life healing for people. And for example, people has decades of pain with 5-10 minutes. Some people already feel better. Of course, it does not mean you can be healed by one session. Sometimes it does take some time. But we did research in New York with 47 pain specialists, has 47 people. They are not my student. They connect with the calligraphy half hour per day. For example, like this. You see my hand? I connect with calligraphy. It's like this. The people has cancer, inflammation, pain. And they do not know, like you said, calligraphy, writing calligraphy is a different training. But we call tracing. Just remotely, and the people just connect with, because the invisible love, light, frequency, vibration within the calligraphy, they radiate to our body. So therefore, people do half hour per day, maybe do 15 minutes twice a day. They just continue to connect with this invisible energy. Then amazing results. Hard to believe. That's why this is a unique healing art. So in my book, like a dog calligraphy healing field, I show you one animation, Liang. I show you the heart by 2 minutes. Your audience can take a look. In this book, there are QR code. People can find out the dog calligraphy healing field. It's a QR code. I show you one piece, and within 2 minutes, everybody can watch. Okay, this is how do you do meditation. This animation is inside the book. People can connect. Then inhale. So when people inhale, abdomen expanded. Then the healing sound, the light go to the heart, pull, radiate out. It's hard to believe this kind of this is a self-healing sacred. So therefore, in ancient words, golden light shines. It helps so many conditions. Okay, hold on. So therefore, we have these 6 techniques. We have a body power, use the hand, sound power, for pain, for depression, for anxiety. For example, there's a doctor of psychology, and we made a documentary for her. She lost her sister. Her sister killed suicidal.
Mhm.
Then she quit her job. She learned psychology because she want to find a solution. But
Mhm.
after she become a psychology, depression, anxiety, suicidal, still are not too much solution. And
Mhm.
she found me. She learned spiritual healing because depression, anxiety, more than the emotional mental body is a spiritual body,
Mhm.
body and the spirit. So she learned, I call Tao hands, Tao healing hands. I create about 10,000 healers
Mhm.
worldwide. And she become the healer, then she deal with the soul issues.
Mhm.
Now she as a doctor of psychology has dealt with and a few hundreds of people with depression, anxiety, suicidal, and very hard touching. Because what I'm doing is the message is very clear. I have the power to heal myself. You have the power to heal yourself. Together, we have the power to heal the world. So
Mhm.
this ancient wisdom, ancient practice, it is so simple, but it works. I have 100,000 heart touching results worldwide. People go to Dr. Sha, DRSHA.com. There are so many heart touching stories.
Mhm. Now, you teach 6 different techniques, but I want
Yes.
before we hop into those, um, I want to give Joe a chance because he's the one that's looking at this from the outer realm. I'm looking at it going from Ricky and going, oh, that's just another symbol. Joe, what's your thoughts on this? What's your questions on it?
Well, I guess I was taking it a little differently than when I was first looking at the book. So this is exclusively a meditative practice in which you're connecting people to the right calligraphy to meditate on to get the result that they would desire. Is that correct?
Yes, I think yes. Make a meditative. For example, 6 technique. One hand on navel. People have hypertension and lower blood pressure, depression, anxiety. It's a hard issue. You put your hand here, then you connect with the calligraphy. The calligraphy has invisible love light frequency vibration. You ask calligraphy, light come to you, you meditate, visualize light come from the calligraphy, that radiate out. So the light coming is a positive information from the source, from the universe, then radiate out, bring out the blockages. So therefore, in modern medicine, we talk about the toxins, all kind of, bacteria, virus, pain. So therefore, because in traditional Chinese medicine, in the spiritual healing, is we call low frequency energy. We call the blockages. So therefore, this the light, the love light is positive, high frequency. We call field. The field coming and remove these negativities for
Mhm.
pain, for inflammations. Yes, it is a meditative, but it's a body power hand, chanting sound power, vibration, mind power, visualize the light, and the breathing, special breathing techniques, and the calligraphy is the field. In one sentence, is bring positive information, positive energy, positive frequency vibration to remove the negative one for healing.
Okay.
Okay. So, what transformations have you seen happen with this?
The transformation I said is with all kinds of conditions. For example, with pain and with inflammation, like I was very honored to create thousands of healers. Like now COVID-19, my Tao Healing Hands healers have dealt with many people with COVID condition. We give them the healing. We teach them self healing, and it's very hard touching. People was in coma. People was in a machine, connected with a machine. Very difficult breathing. There are many cases. Very hard touching. Nothing we can promise. Like I said, we have done 600 cases study, and a phenomenal result. What is the message I said is after I studied this 5,000 years energy spiritual healing with my background of modern medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, I put them together, use the ancient wisdom, create a system. Like this book is I have written more than 25 books, but this book is very practical. Everybody can do. Also, I put admission there. Tao calligraphy healing field. In ancient words, if you want to know if a pear sweet, taste it. If you want to know really this works, nothing I can see, experience it. And for example, some people, I give example, I have the doctor, neurosurgeon, so catch a cold, lung area does not feel well. So therefore, it's not the COVID, just he shared one time in this doctor healing book, there's a lung techniques. You inhale, the golden light come to abdomen, then use a special sound. S, is for heart. S, vibrate lungs. The light go to lungs, radiate out. Then inhale, then come out. This doctor said, neurosurgeon, he said, I could not believe I did a 1 hour practice. My cold condition so much change. And he said, Dr. Master Sha, you give these techniques, because he's a neurosurgeon, university professor. He said, when people catch a cold, I don't try to take a pills. But anyway, cold is most cold are the various infections. We do not have too much medicine for the common cold. And he said, just drink more water and other things. He said, this technique just amazing. So anyway, I just share this one. Now there's so many people worldwide follow my techniques. More and more medical professionals coming, and also I have another charitable foundation. I call Love Peace Harmony Foundation. I teach people sing a song. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join the heart and the souls together. Love, peace, harmony. Love, peace, harmony. Just by a simple singing. I give one example in London. One lady, father said, go to visit my friend. Doctor gave the notice. The person was in coma. Anytime could die. I could not go. Can you go for me? So my student come into the car, put the MP3. I love my heart and soul. I love frequency. It's a singing beautiful message. That he went to hospital. The patient was in coma, and my student feels so sad. She told the wife, says that if you do not mind, this is a healing song, simple love. My teacher teaches love melts all blockages. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join the heart and souls together. Love, peace, harmony. It sounds nothing. It's very and all the wife said, of course, I love it. The beautiful song. I made the music. Now we have lovepeaceharmony.org. Millions of people sing this song. Then the wife put the song one night. Second morning, my student went to hospital again. The patient sit beside the bed, take a little biscuits and take a little coffee. A coma wake up by one night listen these messages. So
Mhm.
therefore, this cannot be explained in the words because the doctor already noticed anytime could be die one night wake up. This is all real stories, very hard
Mhm.
touching. Yeah.
Right. And could that be connected to the sound frequency that you were talking about earlier? The
Yes.
I don't know what the Joe. What's the techie word for sound? That's like 900 decimal, whatever.
Well, well, it is a frequency,
Uh-huh.
but basically, I think the question you're asking would be more so that is it the frequencies involved that are specifically less than the message? It's more the frequencies that were responsible for interacting with the brain, sort of like the binaural beats phenomenon, where people listen to two different frequencies and it is supposed to change your brain waves.
Yeah, I think put on this we call body. I put on this will be probably more clear for everybody. There's more than the brain. It's like this. We have three words. First word called Shen, Shen. Shen includes soul, which is a spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and also heart and mind. So mind means consciousness, brain functions. So next one, second word is called qi. Qi means energy. Next one is jing. Jing means matter. If this is a cell, this nuclear DNA, RNA cell units. So that's just a modern medicine. Modern
Mhm.
medicine focus on the cell, on the matter, inside the matter. So the cells contract the matter turn to the energy. Energy stay between the cells. So energy, you could say Einstein relativities.
Mhm.
E equals mc squared, energy, matter, speed of light. So
Right.
therefore, but what is my healing is more than energy, mind, psychology focus on the mind over matter, mindfulness. People use meditation, positive thinking, like you said, meditative conditions is on the mind. But
Mhm.
mind over matter is great. But the next step is this. It's not. I believe myself. Mind over matter is great. The most powerful is the soul. It's the soul over matter. What is soul in quantum physics? Soul is the information. Information. All soul is the message. So because in quantum physics, it's talk about the vibration. At the cellular level, we all know. Molecular atom, electron, quark. Now they call superstring. They call dark energy, dark matter. So like a quantum physics basically talk about the vibration. So when we have the pain, back pain, shoulder pain, tumor, cancer, so that the cellular vibration is not correct. So therefore, this calligraphy, invisible love light, this positive message. So when we sing a positive message, I love my heart, and so message level, and the scientific words is information, spiritual words is soul. I love a heart is a receiver. Heart receive. Oh, I love my heart. So everybody feel love. Then the heart is a receiver. Then pass to the mind processor. Then move the energy. The blood move also. So this is a chain reaction. When
Mhm.
people have angry, I'm so angry. Some people bothers me. Some people hurting me. Negative message. Heart also receiver. Mind the process, the energy blockage, blood blockage. So therefore, negatives also is a chain reaction. So these three were Shen Qi Jing. Therefore, what is a healing? Dao calligraphy, chanting, and self healing is we bring this positive information come here to remove the negativities. So therefore, pain, tumor, cancer, we have to do practice. Like just now, you see the animation, chanting, you bring the positive universal light because everybody can hear. I give one example. When I was in India 10 years ago, MD on the stage. There's a very big event, more than 1,000 people. A major TV station broadcast my healing. This MD come to stage. He said, I want to share two cases to everybody. One case is one lady has a serious psoriasis, whole body and the dry skin fall down, all inflamed. Cortisone for 7 years. Then he shared Master Sha's technique. He said, Master Sha teaches say hello technique and talk with the body. Dear soul, mind, body of my skin. You know, skin is a physical body. Nobody think about the skin has a soul. Body, mind, spirit. People think about the body, spirit, but nobody think about the cell has a soul. We have millions, billions of cells, skin cells, but the soul has a power here. Dear soul, mind, body of my skin, I love you. Just talk. You have the power to heal yourself. Like, like I ask you to help me, ask a friend, oh, can you help me? People will help you. So you talk with the soul. You have the power to heal yourself. Do a good job. Thank you. And just repeat as many as you can. What the lady is doing at home. So within 2 days, the whole inflame was gone. Within 7 days, the whole body was clean. So this doctor was shocked. He said, wow, 7 years, nothing we can do. What the Master Sha did? Master Sha did nothing. Master Sha just share, see, hello, soul healing technique, connect with the body. He said the second case, a lady has a uterus cyst, like a ball, and so big. Dear soul, mind, body of my uterus, I love you, sincere. You have the power to heal yourself. Do a good job. Thank you. Within 3 weeks, the tumor disappeared. So this doctor went to Amazon.com. He said, I could not believe these two cases. What the Master Sha is doing? Master Sha didn't touch anybody, just a book tell you how to do. And the people do their own work. And he said, I got all Master Sha's book. I'm so thirsty. I cannot wait to study this wisdom. So therefore, my message is, I have the power to heal myself. You have the power to heal yourself. Together, we have the power to heal the world. And I share the traditional transformation, yin yang, 5 elements, and also Shen Qi Jing, the theory. How does it work? And the people use 6 techniques: body power, sound power, mind power, soul power, breathing power, and the calligraphy power. Connect with positive information and to remove negative information. More than mind level, soul is the boss. Soul is the invisible boss. People have not paid attention to the soul yet. That is the essence.
So, Dr. Sha, how can our listeners, and if it's a website, please spell it out for them, because this is a podcast, so they can't see it on the screen. How can they connect with you?
Thank you. People connect with me through the Dr. Sha, DRSHA.com, drsha.com. I have the Facebook program. I have lots of interviews, like today, 3 interviews, psychology, doctors, all kind of program. So therefore, I am sharing with humanity. Just connect with me, drsha.com. Dao Calligraphy, Healing Field, and many other books. Also, I create the Dao Healing Hands Healers. Thank you for your interview.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming on. I'm sorry we had difficulty getting you in. It's been very enjoyable to have you. I know you've got probably 4 more books already on the shelf waiting to come out, so please come back when they're ready.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aeson and Joseph. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. All right, let's get our branding
There we
up.
go.
There we go.
We're getting
Well,
better.
we're getting there.
There
There
we
we go. Put our normal
All
hat
right.
on, honey.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Give me a minute.
I loved having Dr. Shaw on. It is a pure awesome treat to get someone with his caliber and his skills and his information. His new book, Tau Calligraphy Healing Field, is out on Amazon. Please go get it. He has 25 other books working in the natural medicines, natural healing fields, and healing your body and mind, and really working with your soul. Go check him out. Very good. What do you think?
One, I was quite impressed. That's a little bit more than I don't want to make it sound like I'm throwing off on our regular authors. But that was more production than I think we've had with most of our authors.
Yeah.
I was a little shocked. I think there were 3 different cameras and a digital board and
yeah. And now somebody who keeps up with Aeson's wish list. I want his board. Can you imagine me having that to teach with?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Just on that perspective. But no, I was taking it because, again, like, we do get a lot of books in and I don't always get a chance to read all of them. I was taking the practice or the theory in a totally different direction. And I thought this was going to be more using calligraphy itself, the process of calligraphy, as a meditative practice.
Right.
And sorry, I got something on my screen there. But yeah, that wasn't quite what I expected. That was very different.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And I've heard his interviews before. I've followed him a good bit. And he is very well knowledgeable. And it's really, really interesting. All right. So we were kind of talking about house remodeling and multi-housing and, our new trend of stuff. And, we had a meeting right before the show. And the client had been here before. First thing she said was, I love the energy of the new place. And I'm like, yeah, kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think we finally got it there for at least this space.
Yeah.
I think we finally got it here.
Yeah.
Because some of this we had talked about. Oh, finally, I find my lighter. I didn't want to be rude and disrespectful to the guests, but I'm like, I can't find my lighter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm loving the setup of the room, the energy of the room, the feel of the room, the flow of the room, of the room.
Yeah.
Like, I was having a big problem with that before, is that it was just kind of like the shuffle. Is because nothing was really, like, everything kind of ended up being like the windy path.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But we will be following up on this Duggar case also, just for everyone aware of. Also, Mr. James Charles is into it again.
Oh, no. What now? Same thing, different idiot?
No, he is being sued by his employee.
Oh.
Who, I am known to be the bitch of the bitches when it comes to being the boss. You can ask one of my feature employees here. I'm an asshole to work for.
Well, yeah, then there's that whole part of, sometimes I just don't know if I'm being sexually harassed by my boss or, working for... it's hard to tell.
Well,
I'm
exactly.
working for my boyfriend or I'm being sexually harassed by my boss. I don't know what's going on right now. That's where my day is.
Well, and especially when I'm yelling at you and you're like, are you yelling at me as my boyfriend? Or are you yelling at me as my boss? Or are you yelling at me as my employee?
You're right.
And sometimes it's all of it.
Well, and then it's like, no, we each have to have separate staff meetings. Thank you.
Right. This is where you make things, because I had the same problem with Mr. Cancer here.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like, you're going to draw this out for me. I want to see a diagram.
Oh, no. Like, you were very resistive.
I am.
Like, yeah, well, yeah, but you were very resistive.
Uh-huh.
Like, you were really resistive of some of the ideas I had originally.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, while we tweaked it,
Yeah.
like, this change wasn't too far off.
No.
Like, he combined multiple different things that we had talked about, but yeah.
Right.
And so, yeah, no, I will, like, sit here and just kind of go back and forth a little bit, because I like moving stuff once, and then I want it to live there forever. Like, just don't move it.
No.
Like, I kind of follow Shannon with that of the, no, it's in its perfect place, don't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it lives there now. It's its home. Please don't make it homeless. That's its home. You know, it's learning its address. It's determining its phone number. That's where it lives. Just leave it there.
You know, and there's still additives we got to do to your room. But Valine has a question here, and let's talk about this
Vivian.
one. Yeah, Vivian.
So Vivian says, I got a question for you guys. Do you know anything about the Keys of Solomon, other sigil magic?
I am familiar with the Keys of Solomon, both the lesser and greater Keys of Solomon, because there's actually 2 branches of the Solomon Keys. And it depends on, you know, if you're going ATO or there's also 2 schools of thoughts on those. But sigil magic's very common. I mean, we see it, and that's one of the magics that we see across the world, no matter the doctrine or no matter the theology of it.
Mm-hmm.
We see it in China with, you know, the type of calligraphy what we're talking about tonight. We also see it with Reiki symbols. That's just sigil work. We see it in Lower Africa and Upper Africa. We see it in Turkey a lot. We also see it a lot in Greece and Spain during the Middle Ages. They were using a lot of sigil magic. That's why I was questioning if the calligraphy was drawn on the body or if it's, and it seems to be more so drawn in general, and you trace it with your workings. And then, of course, you know, we have the, you know, a full sigil working is probably the best known one is the runes. Now, a lot of people want to go into the Keys of Solomon as being evil or, you know, being dark, and it's neither. They are, the sigils themselves are only empowered when you use them, and it's like any type of magic, sigil or otherwise. It depends on the user.
Well, and then you also, like, and that's probably not even the most well known, because you're talking about runes. I'm just sitting here going, and then meanwhile, Christianity has slapped that cross and Jesus fish on everything.
Well, that's a great point, though. That cross, aka that sword symbol, which means attack, dominate, has been thrown all over the place. And then you go to the other side of that, that fish symbol has been used all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Well, certainly. And that's kind of where I'm was at with that as you were bringing that up.
Right. Go on to her next question, please.
Oh, yes. And then she asked, do you know anything about reversing neutralizing the keys? Uses a binding spell on psychic ability in a past life.
Yes, it's called breaking it apart.
Okay.
Literally, you can take a sigil, whichever one it is, and break it apart. If it has been used for binding, then you have to break the binds.
Okay, because Vivian then points out a friend of hers has been bound by a key from a past life.
Right. Now, here's the other thought of that. Because it's a past life, then that would be cell memory. Okay, that's the only way that it would be connected is understanding the cell memory, because otherwise that key no longer is valid. So instead of trying to break the key or reversing it, then you would simply release the cell memory of it. And that's a more easier technique to do, because with that, all she needs to do is forget the life. Like, take the other parts of that and let it go.
Okay, and apparently with Vivian, she also says cells came up in the vision too.
Right.
So, yeah.
You give me a second to find my books. You're going to think my sourcing is weird for what I'm telling you.
Okay.
You need a book called Tools for Life by Sylvia Brown. It has a meditation in there. She doesn't need to feel Reiki. We're not going Reiki. We're not going anything. We're going to work directly with the information file. Because what she's basically done is she's taken her second grade English test, stapled it to her shirt, and brought it into this life. There is a technique called Releasing Cell Memory and Tools for Life by Sylvia Brown. Use that to have your friend do that technique. Now, she has to be dedicated to it because it has to be done on process. It's reprogramming the soul to release this. What she's basically doing is releasing that she misspelled the word "the" in second grade. And that will break that.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. And it looks like we have questions coming in.
Yes.
Let me go back. I just wanted to double check because Dr. Shaw was really engaging. So for those of you who came in, which I don't think anyone did, I think everyone else got a little spellbound too. Yeah, wow. Brenda's already hit Amazon for some of his books. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna fight you for that blackboard, just a side note. But yes.
We can share it.
Alrighty. So let me know when you're ready for questions and we'll do those. But
All right.
yeah.
I think we'll go spiritual deck.
Ooh. So Kathy, 72862, when does Triz come in my life?
All right, let's take a look here and see. I feel looking at it, you're looking at anywhere between 5 weeks and 2 months. Here's your timing. Here's your relationship. Because we know you ain't having a baby, so you're giving birth to a new relationship.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Shannon used to dream of symbols and draw them out because they got on her nerves until she put them on paper or in the dirt. Yep, that's using sigils. And then the process of sigils is you take a sigil and you trace it or you create it, and then you have to empower it. You have to put energy into it. That's what Dr. Shaw does. If we put it into Western magic terms, you empower that sigil by tracing it. So you're feeding it energy and it's creating an effect. The same thing occurs in Reiki. The same thing occurs in powwow workings. The same thing occurs in bind runes or rune binding. And then if you're going to try to unempower it, then you just break it apart.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Oh, so what else is on our give me some hot takes. Let's start talking some crap.
Oh goodness. I don't know. I think I might have used all mine up.
Well, that's fine, honey. I will grab my hot takes and go from there.
I'm sorry, guys. Like we were having some issues there at the beginning, and I was kind of like, okay, let's just go through some things I saw in the news.
Right.
So yeah. But
yeah.
no, that was great. And great author. He was very interesting. I'm really happy with that one. I'm so glad we finally got him on. So yeah. Oh, here's one for a hot take. Of course from BBC, because we do love them. And the article title is "Another COVID Lockdown Unlikely," says scientists. And the more specific is, it is unlikely that there will be more lockdowns in the UK. The scientist whose modeling led to the first nationwide restrictions has said.
Right. And here's why. Because they're getting a very good response from vaccines. Now, I'm going to quote another psychic, and you do not hear me do this often, but Chris Dufane said COVID would be handled within 2 months as of this Saturday's live stream. And David said, yeah, he knows what the hell he's talking about. Now, granted, it'll come back in 10 years with a vengeance, but that's off of Sylvia Browne's original prediction. And I back both of those. Because I'm sorry, Chris and Sylvia both are wonderful.
Okay.
All right, so Walmart's online store isn't being profitable. Now it's borrowing from Amazon's playbook.
Oh, finally, once it hits its like blockbuster stage.
Yeah.
Oh, see, no, I'm sorry. I think Walmart's already lost the online battle. But that's not even news. They've been doing the whole marketplace thing for a while now. What is it they're saying is like they're borrowing now to try to pull this out of the gutter?
Yeah, because this was the most, like, I have seen online stores exploit their crap. Isn't profitable now. It's buying from Amazon playbook. Let's say you're shopping for something at Walmart.com. Maybe it's a t-shirt. Under the category of the site, you see a number of shipping options and sold by Walmart's itself. Then others giving you that you can get a Ford Mustang t-shirt from a third-party seller named Wild Bill, or one of Disney Stitch characters. So they're bringing in third-party marketplaces and integrating it in. They're also launching the idea of Walmart delivery, meaning that it is delivered to you, much like we have Amazon Fresh. We don't, but in larger metros. Moving faster to building out a seamless seller experience.
Yeah. And hello, Rachel. No, Walmart is I can't even give it the compliment of being the new eBay. Like, right. It's just a crappy version of, and it has been for a while now. Right. Like, that's the thing, is like people are just taking notice of the fact that there is a Walmart marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this kind of a few months back.
Right.
And it's ridiculous. It looks like like Wild Bill being an example username really kind of drives home the point. Is it seems like a Wild West. Walmart has already had issues, well documented ones, with their third party marketplace sellers offering products that basically got Walmart into hot water.
Yeah,
like, because they're not even trying at this point to manage the marketplace.
Right.
So they've sold some things that, like, no, we don't sell those. No. Right. Sometimes in terms of Walmart and their core ethical values and everything they claim to support, or just in a general, like, social construct that people don't want to see this. Like, get this out of a marketplace. That, like, no, this is ridiculous.
Now you got to read Shannon's comment, because I got to come back for that one.
Okay. So Shannon says, are they going to do the staffless stores too?
My comeback is they're already doing them.
Have you been to a Walmart recently? Like, the only staff they have is stocking shelves.
Yeah.
And and for those of you who don't know, go check out Pam Ann. She's lovely comedian, lovely Australian comedian. I dearly love her. Basically anymore, you go into a Walmart, there's a bunch of people in, like, stocking shelves, and then there's the BSOD. BSOD stands for bitch standing at the door. Like, that's it. That's all you get, is that one person who stands there at the friggin', like, self-checkout and will just come over and, like, hit the buttons better than you. Like, that's the only thing I can figure out they're doing. Like, they get an override code to be like, no, really, that's what's going on. Or, no, really, get over it.
Right.
And that's it. They're just, that's what they do. That's how they work.
Well, like, here's an example. So Aeson got tired of not having a couch to take a nap on. So Aeson goes, fine, I'm going to go get a couch. I'm not calling Julie because she'll want to bring me a full living room suit. Julie, our living room really can't handle a living room suit. And, go there, and it's like, so we go to Walmart. We go two places. They didn't have the couch I wanted. So I'm like, fine, I will go to the awful store because it is the awful store and get it. So the dum-dums decide to hide the proper buggy to put a couch in.
Yeah, because that little shopping cart isn't going to do it.
No, that little shopping cart isn't going to handle a couch. Although we did get the coolest couch. It can be packed up and look like a suitcase and, moved anywhere. Basically. Yes.
Yeah, it's a transformer couch. It starts out as an ottoman, basically, and it becomes a couch.
Right.
But yeah.
So, you have to get a salesman to get you the proper buggy to load the couch onto. 30 minutes I waited, paging them. Calling up the front desk, can you send a stockman over here? There's only 3,000 of them running around doing nothing except pushing the right cart I need. I had to demand a manager come and load my couch onto her buggy, and she had to take it all the way to checkout. And then she had to happily all the way to my car. Why? Because it's Walmart policy.
What?
Yes. If a staff person begins assisting a customer, they have to assist all the way.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, I feel bad on that one.
I don't.
Well, but I feel a little bad.
Like, I'm quite sure that's why they hide from me. It's like, oh, God, he's back for the chair.
No, we can get that in a shopping cart. Like, that's going to start out the size of a toaster and turn into a chair, right?
Right. Or an end table that flips into a full recliner.
I don't know. I don't know exactly how I feel about Transformer. Like, I think it's cool.
I love it.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool, but it's really weird when you're looking at the square box going, how the fuck is there a rectangular couch?
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't get it.
Uh-huh.
Like, that I don't know. It's a full couch. Well, it's not a full couch. It's love seat size, but a little bigger than love seat. But it's still a moment for me.
Yeah, it was a whole moment for you when I'm like, yeah, that's the couch, honey. And you're like, there's side pieces. Like, where is all... No, the side pieces were in the bottom and they zip in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's freaking out like, there's no legs, there's no side pieces, where's all this go? And I'm like, unzip the back.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Like, hi, I'm getting fresh with the couch.
Uh-huh. And pop, out goes the sides. It all goes together. It's a lovely couch. I'm really thinking about doing a house tour when we're done. For a video for our baristas, and then it may go to YouTube. Sometimes things just go to the baristas, but I'll show you the amazing couch bed.
Yes. Well, and then the desk. Like, hi, I'm in Grand Central Station right now.
Yeah.
Is what this works out to. Like, everything's here.
Yes.
But it doesn't, like, we actually have more space in the living room. Like, and we bought 3 enormous pieces of furniture. In fact, like, they're 3 enormous shelves. And it actually feels like we have more space.
Yeah. And it's organization and floor planning. And yes, there are streets in the back of my planner that done all that.
Yes.
Yeah. But now, once we get that room finished decorated, we've done the living room, then we move on to the kitchen. There will be an appliance disappearing, possibly 2.
What appliances are dying?
The dishwasher / storage cabinet is leaving.
That poor dishwasher. Oh yeah, bookshelves and shelves in general are amazing, Mary. I'm definitely there with that. I technically wanted originally to do a built-in though. Like we got there with the cubes and the coat closet or the coat rack.
Right.
Like we got there. But I was thinking I wanted to go floor to ceiling.
Right.
And like full built-in. And yeah, that got a little price. Well, I mean, originally we probably could have done it. Like it would have been the affordability nightmare it is literally right now.
Yeah.
Like if you have a wood-based project in plan, you better shelve that plan unless you want to go broke.
Yes, because we are stuck right now with wood prices out the damn roof. I don't know what people are going to do come hurricane season, but it is insane the price of wood. Now,
I think they're looking at the MDF section.
Well, like even MDF is
protection against storm damage.
Well, MDF has gone up 6%.
Oh.
No, I hate a dishwasher. I do not like. I have owned 2 of them. 3 of them. I hate all 3 of them. I am not buying another one. If it comes in the house, I will have him remove it.
Okay.
We are done with dishwashers.
Oh, Shannon, you just brought up a point I'd been wondering and keep meaning to check on. So they are looking into using steel because it's currently cheaper for their new house than wood.
Yeah.
I've been wondering if we were going to get that break point.
Yeah.
That steel frame, because that's been the thing. And that's been a big deal in especially apartment building. And the reason, like, side note, there's some really cool stuff on YouTube, and I fall down holes.
Deep holes.
YouTube content. But I did fall down this one hole that was talking about the 5/1. This building technique of retail space with 5-story, of apartments. Becoming like such a commonplace thing, and it's all starting to, it's like the same building just keeps popping up all over town and all over many like towns and cities throughout the country. And it's had so much to do with that's the maximum build you can do with a wood frame. That there had been a change due to fire retardancy with wood that allowed it to be used for multi-story dwellings, like public dwelling. But structurally, it can only handle so many floors. The better solution has always been to use steel in that situation. But steel has always been so much more expensive than wood. We keep getting cheap, technically not all that structurally wonderful housing for the simple reason that wood is so much less expensive. And considering the amount of it you use in the course of a building, like build a house, you go through a ton of it. Build an apartment, dear sweet Jesus, the amount of wood. Like it's ridiculous. But a lot of that has, always just been a cost savings. That effectively, people will take more affordable housing that can be built less expensively over more structurally sound housing that would have had a higher cost. I'm just curious if that is going to be the new thing. Is that, did we finally make steel affordable? And that has important potential for West Virginia.
Right.
Like, we're metallurgical coal, which, like, all coal is metallurgical technically, but most of our production is for metal making. So that could, I mean, not to say that coal's coming back, like, forget it as an employer, but if we can get our taxes on coal companies going again properly, that could be a revenue stream that vastly takes off.
Right. Now, other hot takes or things I want to get your things on. Now, I follow Gary Vaynerchuk for social media mobilization, all that. Interesting, he was on CNBC today, and he said that small businesses are required 3 social media platforms to be successful.
Okay.
Which 3 do you think he named?
Oh, I'm going to go out with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram?
Nope.
Really?
Really? Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. TikTok has knocked off his recommendations of Twitter.
Well, okay, granted, Twitter's been getting a little long in the tooth. Like, hi, that platform, really has resisted change.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot.
Right.
It has not grown.
No, or changed in a while.
They've added, incremental things. Like, they've added little things. Like, what is it? The Twit? Not the Twit, but the...
Fleet.
The Fleet.
Yeah. 15-second videos. 15-second videos. Nobody's going to watch. I done them for like a couple weeks, got 0 views, and said, all right, not wasting my time with that. Moving on. I'm
pretty sure that the animated "the more you know" graphic takes longer than 15 seconds.
Yes, it does. Twitter users aren't more serious. What I find is Twitter users are more stagnant. They like post, they like text, they like graphics. They're not really catching this video thing. They're an older user base. So,
well, but some of that does have to do with seriousness. Is they're serious users.
Right.
As in, they will use the hell out of Twitter. And forget every other social media exists.
Right. But they're not a growing user base.
Yeah.
They're not updating their features. They're barely expanding their features. Right. But I find it interesting that because the old recommendation, and the one I've quoted for years, is you've got to have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You need a Twitter. You need to tweet. I know it's hard, 140 characters, got that, but a tweet.
Yeah.
But these 3 have embraced video. That's why we're here. That's why, I can't wait to get an IEP for Instagram. But small businesses better be paying attention because online is moving so much there.
Yeah. Well, and Brenda brings up Clapper, which I have not seen yet. But it's being touted as an alternative since TikTok is removing videos. TikTok, I will say, has gotten or has been. I don't know that they started, I believe. Very topic sensitive.
Right.
Like they're very, very selective on their trigger words.
Right.
And weird ones.
Right. And I'll look at Clapper, but I'm really not interested in Clapper for a few reasons. One, that's where all the alt-rights went from, the childhood rock behavior on January 6th, when their private little box was shut down, because there is no moderation there. So that would be basically me going to trolls.
No, I don't. Was that? I don't think that was Clapper, was it?
Yeah.
Or I know there's the bigger one. Well, the bigger one. Whose name escapes me right now. Irrelevant company. But I don't remember Clapper. That's a new one on me. I missed that one.
Right. Well, that's where they all
Parlor.
When Parlor was shut down, they all ran to Clapper. TikTok users who are getting shut down, some of them are, comedics, but also a lot of them are presenting content that I'm not interested in. Parlor got shut down. They're
on their way back.
Possibly.
Yeah, they finally got approval for the Apple Store.
Yeah. but it's going to be hard to get them for them to come back to Android because Google isn't that stupid.
Yeah, I don't think Google's going to get all that excited.
Right.
But that's the difference, though. Really, all they need is Apple. Because, no, seriously, really all they need is Apple. You can sideload apps on Android.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been a number of companies that have convinced their users of how to and why to do this for Android. iPhone, you have no choice. If you're not using the App Store, you can't get it.
Right.
There's no side anything.
Right.
Like Apple owns that ecosystem.
Right. But I do not understand how the owners of Parler have not gotten federal charges yet. Like, hello, get moving on it.
I think that's probably going to end up having to go through all the case, or at least a good number of the cases first.
Right.
Because I think that kind of puts the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't charge the criminal actions of the people involved in the riot, then how can you charge the company with contributing to the crime that you haven't established occurred?
Right. Well, and you have established it occurred. Everyone saw it occur.
Well, no. I get everyone saw it, but I see it as, how could you be an accessory to murder if you can't even begin by starting with charging someone for the murder because you don't even have a body? So once you find the body and you charge someone with murder, or don't find the body and charge someone with murder, however it works out, once you charge and convict on the murder, then you consider the accessory issue.
Well, no, I'm not going. I probably will not do Clapper just because I think it's going to end up being another Vine and be bought out or shut down.
Probably.
Yeah. Now, other shocking news in the tech world today. Yeah. See, here's the thing. And no one's going to like my opinion of this. Go ahead and read the question.
Did you hear about the lawsuit against Capitol Police for the woman they shot during the riot?
Yes, I did. And here's my thing with it. And people aren't going to like it, but I'm going to say it anyhow. Play stupid games, break stupid laws, get shot.
Well, and I don't think anyone gets to have a problem with that. That's what we have heard all through the Black Lives Matter protests. That is what we have heard through any number of protests from, like, Native Americans over oil pipelines. Like, we've seen this over and over. This happened in Charlottesville. This happened in all these other situations in which, people get run over with a car by someone who is literally a homicidal maniac, who doesn't care what life they take. Yeah, unfortunately, to some degree, in this situation, this truly is play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Right.
There are things you don't do at the Capitol.
Right. Storming it is one of them. Forcefully interfering with our elections is another. So I don't think this case will go anywhere. If it does, I'll be very shocked.
I think the only place it goes to is the bin of justifiable homicide.
No, it goes to the bin of, sorry, you deserved it. If it was Black Lives Matter storming the Capitol, there would have been 150 funerals. Well, actually, I think we're up to more than that. I think they're up to like 400 and some.
Yeah. That would have been a bloodbath. Like, the steps of our Capitol would have run with blood. There's no question in my mind to that.
Right.
And many of the protesters reacted much the same way, that the level of security that day, compared to other protests, was ridiculously understaffed, underthought, underpowered, underreactive, under everything.
Right.
Like, it was, Capitol security with a muzzle and a rope.
Right.
Like, you're not gonna do anything.
Right.
And it's like, okay, but we're not gonna die either. We're not gonna let anyone get killed to the best of our abilities either. So
Right.
yeah, no, that's a situation she unfortunately was involved, and I don't know that she realized the danger immediately preceding her as she tried to go through that doorway.
Mm-hmm.
But that really doesn't matter. Like, the reality of the situation, and we have video of that,
Mm-hmm.
is you have a very angry, violent mob of people who are, basically set up to harm others, and we're still trying to clear the Capitol building.
Right.
Like, no, I'm sorry, you're a threat at this point. You are not a senator.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a member of security detail. You're a threat.
Right.
Like, no one knows where your gun is if you have one. No one knows if you are carrying a knife. No one knows what you plan to do in this situation, and no one is going to risk finding out.
Well, again, I'm going to say we're going to go at about 400 because that's what I'm seeing current charges are. We'd have at least 400 funerals. If it was any other organization, this was Trump supported on January 2nd and January 4th. There were private meetings held with these people in their offices, in a private office at Trump Hotel. With Trump Jr. How in the heck is none of the Trumps being charged?
Again, I think it's going to have to follow that same mental chain of just like prove the individual actor crimes. Then you can form a group of people that were inspired. Then you can go after the inspirer.
Right. And I think they need to go after all of them. Lock up the whole damn bunch of them, from the blonde idiot all the way up to the one from Russia who thinks this is Russia. Speaking of this, has anyone been looking at Brazil? No, not Brazil, Colombia today?
Colombia. Yeah, you were telling me a little bit about what you were seeing online, and it was a little scary, but we were going into that meeting earlier.
Right. Well, now granted, this is a little late, so I'm going to have to run with what I see from my feed earlier from myself, Assange retweeting. Apparently, there were protests going on in Colombia about the medical and health coverage going on. And the Capitol and police have been told, not the Capitol Police, the special forces of the Colombian government have been killing protesters, shooting them dead to rights. I am like, do you guys realize how much we missed a bullet? Because their president was compared to Trump and has been compared to Trump.
Well, and the policies they're adopting are sounding very much like the intents we would have here. But like another 4 years of Trump and a fully loaded, House and Senate.
Right.
I think we'd be looking at the similar kind of, tax break the rich and, oh, now we're poor, let's, tax increase the poor and middle class.
Right.
What little middle class is left. That's a very eroding thing in the U.S. And effectively, to some degree, we already do that.
Right.
We're, not to inspire a riot or anything, but when you think about it, when you have companies like Amazon that are paying like virtually no tax, you have, all these companies that have so many loopholes around paying taxes, and an IRS system that refuses to audit more wealthy individuals and business corporations.
Right.
For the simple fact of they don't have the resources to do it.
Right.
Like, they can't figure it out. but going after the $20 you forgot
Mm-hmm.
as an honest mistake is
Mhm.
easy. You know,
Right.
or whatever it may be. You know, going after a small individual.
Right. But
You
this is important when we pay attention to our local, our state governments, because we're getting it in our state governments. Florida now enacted a lot of laws against protest, against standing up to your government.
Mm-hmm.
Florida is technically now a police state until it's challenged by the Supreme Court, and then they have to back it down. Until then, someone can be in jail for 10 to 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in other news, we're going to cover this one topic and then we'll wrap up, guys. Well, there was the news of a divorce that was very shocking, I believe.
Yeah, Bill and Melinda Gates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they apparently their last public interview had been, as you know, prior to this announcement, had been back during the early part of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe. Well, it wasn't recent.
Right.
I don't know. Looking at that interview in hindsight, I'm sitting there going, I kind of see the cracks now.
Right.
But at the same time, that's an odd couple to see blow up.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
I don't know,
because
somehow Bezos getting a divorce is not surprising to me.
Right. It's very interesting, I think, because now people are starting to publicize some of the things about their marriage, i.e., Bill Gates taking a long weekend every year with an ex-girlfriend. You know, Melinda Gates having certain obligations, but at the same time having certain negotiations throughout the marriage. But after 27 years of what seems to be a very well negotiated marriage, they're divorcing. Prior to this couple, you know, and you know, Gates, you know, recently retired. And Melinda, you know, was still within the company and all that, but he will probably they will continue working on their, it seems to me like they're going to have a working business relationship, but not a marriage.
Right. Yeah, it's almost sounding like they hit that point in a marriage where it's like, we're better friends.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, it sounds like they had that marriage moment of, before I hate you,
Mm-hmm.
let's stop, reevaluate, and see if this is still a good idea.
Right.
Like, I don't want to hate you. I don't want to have animosity towards you, but I don't want to wake up next to you.
Right.
You know, our relationship ran its course kind of moment.
Well, not only that, but it's kind of interesting that, you know, and I see this with more wealthier customers. And that no, I don't think that Bill Gates getting sued is. They have more assets than God, honey. Their current wealth is at $156 billion renewing. Granted, they spent $54 billion on COVID alone, but they still have $153 billion in assets. A lawsuit, not even that.
Yeah, it would have to be a pretty horrific lawsuit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you manage a lawsuit that bankrupts Bill Gates,
Mm-hmm.
well done. Like, what else could you say to that? But well done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's all that would have is a well
Right.
done, very well done, well done. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Right.
That would be a very astronomical. I mean, now we have run into, you know, millionaires, billionaires. I mean, like the former billionaire governor of West Virginia, as an example, doesn't like paying bills of any sort.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like taxes to the state he lives in, you know, those kinds of bills. It's not unheard of for the extremely wealthy to basically be what I would call a penny pinching bastard.
Mm-hmm.
As in, you're legally obligated to the debt.
Right.
Like, there's no way to claim you're not obligated to the debt. It's a ridiculously small amount of chump change.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to go through, like, a ginormous
Right.
fight over, a few $100s.
Right.
Like, really?
Yeah, and the way I'm looking at it, it looks to me that they've gotten to that point, and this happens with couples when men retire but don't retire. They get annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
And, them as a couple being so busy as they are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Bill sits on 27 different boards, Melinda sits on 22 different boards, plus, their global efforts alone. They just haven't seen each other. Like, they don't talk or see each
grew
other.
apart.
Yeah.
I mean, they're leading totally different lives, possibly.
Right.
In which they're just, what are we doing?
Right.
Like, it's not I honestly don't take this as an I hate you divorce.
Right.
Like, this one very much feels like I don't want to hate you.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and get divorced.
Well, not only that, but I don't know you. You don't know me. We haven't seen each other since probably 2004.
Mm-hmm.
You've got girlfriend 1 and 2, and I've got boyfriend 1 and 2. Why are we got this?
Yeah.
Yeah. The tax benefits that we needed then we don't need now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, more importantly, like, I'm assuming there were children. Like, I'm struggling. If the Gates have children, I cannot remember. Like, I think I should know that. Yes. So that would be my next thought, is that age-wise,
Mm-hmm.
the kids finally get out of college, because 27-year marriage.
Mm-hmm. Roy, born in 99 in Seattle, Washington, the second child and son of Michael. Catherine Gates of 24.
Yep, he just got out of college.
Yep. And Albie Gates just turned 18 on the 2nd.
Ding, 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 ding. There's the winner.
Yep.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. All the children are grown, And this happens with geniuses.
All right. I'm going to go do the bippity boppity block.
All right. Bibbity boppity boo. Span, get away from you.
Yeah. User was blocked.
Deleting comment.
Yeah.
Actually showing comment. This is spam. We don't endorse this. Go away from here.
Yeah. So user's blocked. I'm deleting now.
Thank you.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
Bye. Thanks for playing.
Yes. Do not return.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a wall of text, and I just saw the words, healer, email, cancer, cure.
Well, we get one a week. If we keep this up, we should have them all blocked by, 2027.
That just means the Russian bots get better.
Or the Chinese bots will take over, so, we won't have to do the show. They'll have holograms that'll pre-program with our thoughts, and they can do it for us.
Hey, after our guest tonight, I think they deserve to win.
True.
Like, that was one of the more production-based guests we've had.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, even Jessica's like, 2027, really?
Yes. I think by 2027 we should have holograms.
Oh, I don't want to be a hologram.
Honey, there's no question they're going to make a hologram of me. Everybody wants a little Aeson.
I know, and I'm gonna have fun with that.
I know,
because I'm gonna be like, got your nose, got your nose, got your nose. I'm gonna annoy your hologram to hell and back. Like,
No, my
I'll make your
hologram.
hologram short circuit.
That's fine. I just cannot wait. Like some of the technology I cannot wait for, especially holograms and holo figures, because then it's like, I want the couch to be purple today, or yellow, or blue.
Yes. There you go. And never have to shave again.
The hologram
You'll always
wall,
be perfectly shaved.
I know, and fully make-upped.
There you go.
That'll save like 3 hours out of my day.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And so much cheesecake.
Exactly. I won't have to watch my diet.
I know. Oh, well, Mary's very excited. She listened to Dr. Shaw.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm not sure what Jessica thinks everyone wishes. I personally wish for more cheesecake.
Holograms that can do
Oh
things
yeah,
for
holograms
us.
will be awesome. Yeah, there's that.
Yes, because I can design, one of me can be doing the cooking and the housekeeping, another one can do the social media marketing, another one can be booking clients, another one can be husband and you, and I can relax and have a day off.
The hologram can't cook. Those are robots.
Yes, that we pre-program our conscious into, and they can go do the tasks we need them to.
I want to be a robot that looks like Marvin from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and I want a real people personality that is like brain the size of an entire universe and has me escorting people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
No, not hologram cheesecake. God. Why would someone torture themselves with hologram cheesecake?
Ooh, protein, nutritious source food that is designed to look and taste like the most decadent desserts.
Okay.
Heads up, Vanna. Your train's coming in.
Do I now?
Your train's coming in. Catch it.
What train?
Read the...
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're at that point of the show.
Yep.
So we do want to thank our baristas, Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda Bryant, Ashley Guest, Shannon C, and Shannon D. If you'd like to support the show or learn more about us as well, please visit PCSPnetwork.com.
And have a wonderful week. We will be seeing you on Friday. You'll be seeing possibly videos and other things going out this week. Baristas, I'm hoping to have some good content for you guys out this week. But it's going to be an interesting week. We will get everything out as quickly as we can. Remember, we are only two people creating an empire. But until then, be your one person and control the world from your couch. Go check out the new book. And as always, thank you, baristas.
Yes.
For making it fun. Y'all guys bring up some really cool stuff in the coffee chats. All right, y'all. You guys having a magical evening? Bye.
Bye.
Let's work. Yo, it's go time, showtime, never backing down time. One shot, yo, make it count, yo. Crunch time, shine time, make this moment my time. Get a grip, yo, ready, set, go. We bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Yeah, it's my time, yo time. Step into the spotlight. Get lit, yo. Let yourself go. Our time, high time.